let's do the damn thing. I don't know if there's ever going to be a catchy phrase. I feel like I'm trying to make it work because I'm just a supporter of Becca, but it's not working for me. We'll see. I'm going to keep on saying it until something click, but I don't know. Jordan is a cutie, right? But the more camera time he gets, the more I see Terry from Reno 911. If you don't know who Terry from Reno 911 is, please look it up. Pause this video, look it up, and come back, because baby, you won't be able to unsee it. I see Terry every time. I look at him and I'm like, I need you to be in like some booty shorts and skates. He gives me Terry. Now, Chris, you did not have to shade David. I don't even remember you from night one. You know he was the chicken, Chris. He's so shady. I'm telling you, if you go back and watch prior seasons, Chris Harrison is the shadiest character on this show. He is always saying shady comments to people, reading contestants for filth, but because he does it with a smile, nobody notices. That's perfect Paris is Burning shade. You go, Chris. I forgot to talk about Lincoln. Guys, it's just too far-fetched for me to believe. Like, I think what happened is that either Lincoln was drunk or being a young jerk and defecated on like the floor of, I can't even say it, gross, like a public restroom. And I think whatever this is, it's just gotten legs now because he's on TV. But I don't think that that's something that he does all the time. But I could be wrong. You know what I mean? Reality TV people are not well. Can we just be real? For a lot of them, they are jumping through all kinds of hoops for some sort of attention and relevance. And for you to be able to do that, there has to be something not quite right, right? So, and I disagree with all of this if I end up on a reality TV show. Never. They don't have the coin. But I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm like, this is not his thing. He does not defecate on bathroom floors. I think he was either drunk or did something dumb like guys do. We just have to realize that men are just not the superior species. Can we just be real, ladies? They are, they need help. Okay, God might have made him first, but he saw that something was missing, like a chromosome. Okay, and was just like, I got to upgrade him in some way. How can I do that? Because he seriously needs help. Because I feel like he's about to bang a cow. That's what happened. Adam was getting horny and he was looking at animals, and God was just like, okay, let me give you a woman. Read it. It's in there. Anyway, so I just think that he was just being I don't want to say a dick, but a dick. And I think that that story just got traction, but I don't think that Lincoln is a, you know, public restroom floor defecator. And can we talk about the ignorance? People, not in my comment section, but people were in other like Bachelor Insider, and they like kind of like Bachelor talk comment section talking about, oh, it's a Nigerian thing. I think it's cultural. And Nigerian people were writing in like, excuse me? Absolutely not. And I think it's just the American ignorance of thinking that anything not American is just primitive. So I can't. Oh, the fact that this is the tea being shared about Lincoln. Wow. And also, I think the producers were very aware of Garrett's comments. I think they knew. I think this is good publicity for the show. Any publicity is good publicity, and I think they knew. Like the contracts that you have to sign, the process that you have to go through to just be on TV, especially with reality TV shows, there's no way that they did not know. They have a person specifically to check their social media. They knew. This is just good for the show. I'm telling y'all, stay woke. Realize when you're getting played. Y'all better watch Unreal. They giving you the real tea. Shout out to the Bachelorette for giving us the best eye candy I've witnessed on this show. I mean, this scene where Becca is getting these men pampered. I said, yes, take it off, daddy. Take it off. I was getting Magic Mike teas. Were you? So we're basically getting the same kind of obstacle course challenge that was on Rachel's season, but this time, instead of it being Ashton and, I was about to say to me, Lord, what is his new wife's name? Ashton and the Russian girl from that 70s show. Sorry, sis. So instead of it being those two, it's now Rachel and Brian, who look good. They look happy. There are some people who are just like, why can't you be happy for Rachel? Guys, chill out. You don't know these people and I don't know them people. I preferred her with Peter. That is my opinion. It's okay. There's no hate. I liked her relationship better than I did with Peter. I didn't feel, from what I saw, I didn't feel like she had the same amount of chemistry as she did with Peter. I saw flaws in the both of them, but I just felt like she was a better fit. I felt like it was, I don't know, I felt like that relationship was more realistic to me. I felt like Brian just dotted every I and crossed every T. And sometimes that happens, but you gotta side-eye reality TV, and you also have to side-eye somebody who's been making, you know, their living trying to get on reality TV shows, and that's just the proof. You know what I mean? But if she's happy, okay. You know what I mean? That was my opinion when I was watching that show, and y'all need to chill. Not like, you know, my regulars, but there's always somebody who's just like, oh my goodness, you just don't like Rachel. Why are you being so rough on her? I gave my opinion. You don't like it, do your own YouTube. Have a great day. Anyway, the gentlemen have to do this obstacle course in these really nice suits. And I just, maybe it's because I'm a sanitary sister. I didn't like that. I'm like, I don't have to get down and dirty to prove my love and affection or commitment to you. Now, if that's what I have to do, go to somebody else. Go to another chick who would love to get mud in her coochie to show you that she cares about you. That ain't for me. So I just, this wasn't, yeah, I never liked this obstacle course that they keep on putting on every season because I don't know. It's just, I don't feel like it makes sense. It's fun to watch because you see the men probably get beat up and bruised and, you know, make funny jokes and suits rip or whatever. But yeah, it's not my cup of tea. I like Rachel more off this show. Like, I liked her on her season, but I just feel like she's so real and just uncensored, and I felt like when she was on, when it was her season, she had to be really polished. But I'm liking vulgar Rachel. From the saging of the coochie to what that mouth do. I like her. Okay, sis, we can be real with y'all. Lincoln and Becca look good together. I know that a lot of people don't like him for whatever reason. I haven't seen anything to not really like him. I just got finished watching this competition or whatever, and he cheated, right? So did a lot of guys. Like, Clayton didn't get all the way in the ice bath. You know what I mean? He was the only one who left his balls unscathed by the ice cold. So it's like, you know, you can't get mad at the dude for doing better than you in a competition. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you should have did everything in your power to win. Like, that's what Becca wants to see, that you'll do just about anything aside from murder and, like, you know, credit card fraud to win her heart. You know what I mean? So I can't get mad at him for doing the most to win. You know, like I didn't like that he pushed David, though. I didn't like that. But, you know, he's trying to win. He's trying to win. Now, is he trying to just win this competition as a whole, or is he trying to win Becca? I don't know. But I do know in that picture of them at the altar, they look good together, and she looked happy. I'd be happy too, hugging up on that fine chocolate thing. Work, sis. Becca. Yes, sis. This is how you use your budget. I love that red jumpsuit. She looks sickening. I love the hair bone straight. I just want a couple of weave clips. You know what I mean? Because I just feel like she would kill a nice Cher look. She has the bone structure. She has the body for a nice, like, mid-70s Cher. She can pull that off. I so want to see her in it. They keep on giving me Coles, you know what I mean, with her, and I'm like, she's not a Coles girl. Maybe that was her back in the day, but we can really share this chick up because she has it. So far, this is the best look that I've seen of her on this season. I liked her opening dress, but I just was like, I wanted more. But this is a sexy look. I love it. I could do without those earrings. See what I mean? Like, sometimes you can give me a nice Gucci jumpsuit and then you mess it up with these, no shade, anthropology earrings. Nah, no. You know what? I feel like Lincoln is the new Brian. I really, really do, because just like Brian, Lincoln is doing the most. It bothered me with Brian. You know what it is? I felt like Brian was so, and it could be a cultural thing, because I could recognize Brian's game because it was very American. You know, with Lincoln, I feel like I'm thrown off by the accent. I'm like, no, he's a Brit, he's Nigerian, he would never. But maybe that's what it is, but I can't see it as clearly, but he is starting to give me a Brian tease, and I'm like, are you the new Brian? Because I felt like Brian was just playing a win, and I think I'm starting to get that from Lincoln. So I don't know. He may be the one in the end. I feel like Lincoln is going to be in the end. I feel like Garrett is going to be in the end. I feel like Blake has the potential to be in the end. I don't know who the fourth guy is, but I feel like those three are definitely going to be at the end. I think those are three of the hometown dates, in my opinion. I really feel it. I really, really do. What if I'm right? Then I'll really be the Bachelor whisperer. Shit. Lincoln is competition. I've never seen Becca like this. She is gone. Gone, baby. Gone. Ciao. Lincoln is a top contender. Who called it? I did. Stay woke. Can we talk about this kiss? Lincoln, smooth. Oh my gosh. Is he Brian? So he says to her, listen, you know what? It is what it is. A man that excites the genitals gets the heart. It is what it is. And I feel like this is what's happening with Lincoln. So he says to her, oh, our first picture as a married couple, my face was covered in mud and a cake. But since I'm all cleaned up, let me make it up to you. So he goes in for the kiss. Becca like sucks. Well, not. She was ready, is what I'm trying to say. Like, she was already there. She kissed him so hard, his body moved back. Yo, Lincoln, did you secure the bag? Wow. Wow. Who's going to be this season's Peter? Is it going to be Blake? Blake gets the one-on-one. I don't know why that made me so happy. I love him for Becca. I really, really do. It's just something about him that I feel like he has a quality that she needs. You know what I mean? And I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like they would make each other better and they're just a really good fit. But Lincoln, he gotta. You better pull it out, Blake. What is going on with him? Connor is an idiot, and I'm still watching this show. He may be going home for it. He needs to. I hate when people come on the show and make beefs with other people, with other contestants, and don't spend their time trying to woo the person who is the Bachelor or the Bachelorette. I just don't understand why Connor is trying to make this issue. He keeps on trying to bring all the men in this issue that he's having with Lincoln. And dude, the problem that you're having is that you did not win today. You did not win that competition. Becca is not giving you the same affection as she's giving Lincoln. So you're just jealous and you're being a petty child. So then they're going back and forth, putting up the picture and putting it down. And then Connor is like getting really upset over a picture. I'm like, dude, grow up. How are you showing yourself that your husband, how are you showing Becca that you're husband material? So then he takes the picture and he throws it. I'm like, you're an idiot. Becca gave that to Lincoln as a gift. You took her gift and you destroyed it. You're a fool. You let your emotions get the best of you, and that is a complete turn off for a woman or any person considering a partner. You just proved that you are immature and you have a temper. Who wants that? Dumb. You are focusing on Lincoln and you need to be focusing on Becca. These guys that come on this show are so suspect to me. I'm like, why are you spending your time so obsessed that Lincoln got a picture? You should be finding out how you can get one too. What did Lincoln do? Study the dude and be better at him at the game than he is. That was really, really ugly. And I loved Connor coming into this. Man, I told y'all, Instagram is the devil. It could lead you down the wrong path. Stay woke. I don't think that Jean Blanc is a good fit for Becca. Great kisser though. The way he kissed her, I was like, you're going to stay around, brother. You are going to stay around because that. So now Connor, Mr. I spoke for the whole group when I did that. The whole group is backing out. They're just like, oh, we didn't like what Lincoln did. But what Connor did was inappropriate. We would have never done. They're all throwing Connor under the bus. See what happens? When you try to do everything for the crowd will leave you out to dry. Dummy. To Lincoln though, the dude is playing the game. He went to Becca And he put on his best Meryl Streep. Listen, Mother was giving me emotion. He was speaking, he couldn't breathe. He was so overcome with emotion because 4'5" Connor was about to attack him and he didn't feel safe. Go ahead on, Lincoln. Play the game, baby. I see what you're doing. And Becca was like, that's aggressive. Yes, Lincoln, play the game. Totally flipped the script. He has like 100 pounds on Connor. He has like 10 inches of height on Connor, right? However, he went to Becca like the white picnic lady from Oakland who called the cops on those black people barbecuing. It was just like, I am overwhelmed with emotion. I don't feel safe. And Becca's like, take some deep breaths. I'll be back. Becca's a great bachelorette. She really, really is, man. She sat down with Connor and she got him all the way together. She was like, I'm looking for a man that can handle himself. Like, you can't be around me and reacting like a savage. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what company I'm going to be amongst. I don't want to do like, you know, fighting people in a parking lot because you don't like the way the guy looked at you. Listen, that aggressiveness is cute when you're 16. When you become a woman and you want a man that can keep a job, that is not attractive anymore. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of machismo is just not attractive. And the fact that he couldn't handle himself, she saw that and she did not like that. She did not like that at all, and she spoke to him about it, and she even said, I think this isn't the best time for us to be getting to know each other right now. It's a little early for you to be doing this, so I'm kind of bothered by it. And I appreciate her for her honesty. She's real. She's really real. I don't think it's realistic to be looking for a husband so early, but I'm believing this chick. I like her. I was rooting for Cyan, I can't even say her name. The black chick on every season, the one that made it the farthest. I was rooting for her because I liked her. I really, really did. But I think that Becca is a solid bachelorette. I'm happy that ABC made this choice. Still holding out for Cyan. We'll see. But I'm okay with this. I think she handles situations concerning these men in a way that just makes sense. You know what I mean? And I feel confident that she'll make the right choice. I don't think the wool will be over her eyes. Like, we all knew that Lee was a producer pick, but I hated the fact that it was made to seem like Rachel didn't know what was going on. Like, she was constantly blindsided by his awfulness. But I feel like it's different with Becca, and I think maybe because they pulled the wool over her eyes so many times and humiliated her on national TV. I think now that they're just being very upfront and honest with her, and I think it's a much better show because of it. Listen, I had to break this out. It is getting hot in my room, and I can't turn the air on because my camera picks up everything. So, welcome to the Shade Fan. Anyway, Jean Blanc gets the date rose, and I think that date rose was meant for Lincoln, but because of the drama that he had with Connor, Becca had to make the decision to give it to Jean Blanc. And I also think she hadn't had enough time with other guys because of the drama with Connor. I think he's gone home, guys. He needs to. I don't think he needs to be redeemed at this point. It's just like, you should already come here with your A game, you know what I mean? And that's one thing like I had to always give to Brian. He was ready. He came into this show locked and loaded, and he knew what he wanted to do, and he got it done. That's what you need to do, because at the end of the day, she's looking for a potential life partner. So she wants somebody who came to this show prepared and ready. And Connor just showing his immaturity like that was just, I don't know, and his like and his alarming impulsiveness. I don't know. For me, how can you get turned back on after you've seen a guy emulate that kind of harmful machismo? You can't. Like, you can't. So I think he's going home. He should. Oh, Lincoln, baby. You are playing the game. I see right through those tears. You were not that heartbroken over that picture. Now, I will give it to him that I would have felt some sort of way too. If somebody who I was feeling gave me something and another chick or whatever was jealous that the dude was giving me attention through the picture, or like broke the item or whatever, I would feel some sort of way. I don't think I would be necessarily heartbroken, but there would be some kind of reaction. I wouldn't break down in tears. But then again, I'm not calculated. I see what you're doing, boo. I see you. Now, although I see some things about Lincoln Wright, I don't understand the men. Like, I don't understand Jordan talking about, oh, is Lincoln going to try to get revenge now? Is he here for Becca? Why the hell are you thinking about Lincoln getting revenge? And Connor was the one who broke that picture, like, through the glass. That was dangerous. There was a freaking production person who ducked when Connor threw that picture. Like, why is this conversation now being made about Lincoln and his intentions and not crazy Connor? You know what? Lincoln and Becca look good together, but so does Blake and Becca. I really like them together. They've had no time, but I'm like zeroed in on this couple. Like, this is right. This is perfect. This is the one. I don't know why. I don't get the same feeling with Blake and Becca that I do with Blake and Garrett or Blake and Lincoln or Blake and Lincoln or Becca and Lincoln, right? Becca and Lincoln and Becca and Garrett. I feel something, right? I think that Becca is more physically attracted to Lincoln. I think that Garrett spoke to something in her future, which is what she wants, like right now, like a family that really made her feel safe and secure with him because it made her feel like you're really here for the right reasons. Blake, I feel like he taps into all of those areas within Becca. Like, it just feels right with them two. I don't know what it is, but I see them and I'm like, this is it. This is the one, girl. Give him the rose. I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you getting the same thing from Blake and Becca that I'm getting? Let me know in the comment section below. Who do you think will make it to the end? Who do you think is going to get that final rose? I think it's going to be Blake. I think Garrett and Lincoln are going to be there in the end, but I think they're both going to get sent home in the limo, and it's going to be Blake. I hope so. I hope I'm right. What do you guys think? Let me know. Can we talk? Is Timberland a sponsor of this show? I have seen so many Timberland boots in this one episode. Like, everybody is wearing them. They always get like their own personal shot. Are they a sponsor of this show? Product placement. I like how Becca has a sledgehammer, Timberland boots on, and like a worker's jumpsuit with a elegant belt. Who is styling this? I'm like, that Jane Seymour belt with this outfit, what is going on? She got a sickening little waist though. Go ahead, sis. This was actually a cute date. I like the fact that they brought in those old memories of Ari, and I like the fact that they're, you know, attacking it and tearing it up. It shows how the producers are starting to feel about Ari now, because my thing is, I feel like they were in on the whole situation with him, but now that he turned out to be a very unlikable bachelor, I feel like they are now turning on him. And he even said that he released some statement saying that he didn't like how he was being portrayed on the show or whatever, but it's just like, you gave them the material, they just edited it, you know what I mean? But I do like this date. I think it's really, really cute, and I love the fact that Little John is there. The guests on this show are so random, but it tells you a lot about Bachelor Nation. Like, there are a lot of people who are like fans of this show that you would never think. Little John is one of them, but this show is a powerhouse because it has a huge, diverse community. I love that. Look at us. Go ahead, Bachelor Nation, changing the world, one trashy show at a time. Work. Break those hearts like Ari broke yours. What the hell, ABC? This is the best date though. I enjoyed this one. I thought that it was fun. I feel like you can really get to know a person. If you can have like a good time with them, you really find their humor and what they think is, you know, what they think is funny, what they don't, you know, just a really enjoyable time. I felt like this was an enjoyable date. I really, really do. They were dealing with a tough subject, but they handled it well, and it was fun. It was really, I like this one better than that ball and chain one. I don't gotta get dirty, but I can break some stuff and have a famous DJ, you know, play the music the whole time we're doing it. I'm for it. Why not? I don't know what Warwick, LA is, but I just made a reservation, so we'll see how that goes. I think it's a bar. If it's a bar, I'm gonna cancel. So we get to the date with Blake and Becca, and I 100% stand by this. I think that he's the one, Becca. I think that he's the one. And unless we find out something horrible about him, they just seem right to me. Even when he was expressing to her that he understands what she was going through because he went through something similar, I believed him. I think that this is the real deal. And I don't know, she'd be foolish to let this dude go. I think that this is the one. Becca, this is your husband. Girl, make the right choice. Make the right choice. Jason is another person on this show that gives me American Psycho. I think they got like a lot of Caucasian men for her that were really American Psycho light. I was just like, I don't think that this is the kind of guy that Becca will want. They gave her like a lot of Wall Street dudes. And I just don't get Wall Street from Becca at all. Blake and Becca, I'm rooting for you. And if I don't get an invite to this wedding, I would feel some way. I would feel some way because I am really hoping that this happens. I am sending you good vibes, good energy. I'm not going to bring Jesus in on this because this is a reality TV show and I like to play with my savior. But I'm wheeling this. You guys are it. You're the real deal. I see it. I see it. You know what? Becca and Rachel, they are very similar in a lot of ways because Rachel, when she wanted a kiss from those men, she took it. And Becca is taking it. Yes, sis. She wrapped Blake around her arms when it was walking up. Blake wasn't ready. The men aren't ready for Becca. Child, Becca ready. I don't know for marriage, but I think, for other things, why not? She's young. Have fun. Have fun. So I knew the group date was going to be something physical. Because like a lot of the physical guys got called on this date, and also I think it said be ready to rough it up, something. So I knew it was going to be something physical, but I just want to talk about how Becca showed up to this date in her hoe shorts. Yes! She had on these silver booty shorts and she was sitting pretty, had the stomach out. I said, yes, girl, live your best life. Live it. Can I tell you, the producers are not missing a moment to drag Ari, because when that little boy was just like, Becca needs a real man because of that loser Ari, I was just like, oh, y'all are doing the most. Like y'all wasn't in on it with him. That's my only thing. I'm not defending Ari, but there was nothing that he can do on this show that was not approved by producers or brought to him by producers. So I just don't like that. Don't throw your talent out to dry like that. Protect him as well, because he could not have done it without you filming it, without you crafting it, without you giving him the platform to do it. You made him the Bachelor when we told you no. Own it. Fred Willard, he is, guys, he's a real sweetie. He is the real deal. I was actually, I'm a Second City graduate, Second City LA, and I was taking classes there, and he was coming to perform in a show. And before the show, he was like out in a hallway before he went into the auditorium, and he was, or the theater auditorium, child, and he was just taking time to talk to people, take pictures. He was so sweet. It didn't seem like he was annoyed by people just being in awe of him. He was such a sweet guy, and every time I see him, I'm like, oh, I remember that sweet old man. He's the real deal. He really, really is. I'm not gonna lie, this was a hot challenge, and I love the fact that Leo was standing his ground like he was the only one left every time. That, it's a fun game, but, it's attractive. A woman. Alex! First of all, I forgot he was there. He's a cutie. He has more teeth than lips, though. It's like when he smiles, I'm like, what? But he's cute, though. Is he a firefighter? I think that would make it even better. I've been trying to avoid this because he's my top pick for me. But my baby Colton, ooh, is he like a social climber? Because everybody, first of all, as soon as I put my review up, everybody was tagging me and all kinds of stuff. Apparently Colton used to date Ali Rizman and Tia. So he's dated, and this is the thing. I can't judge him on that, because that professional athlete world, especially when you start getting NFL checks, you're put into a different bracket socially, and you are around people that are in the public eye. You know what I mean? So I'm not surprised that he's dating like somebody who was on The Bachelor, because that's how they pick the people. You know what I mean? A lot of the people that are picked for the show are recommendations. And he probably was a recommendation from Tia. And I'm not surprised that he dated Ali, being as though he's an athlete and he has like this cystic fibrosis foundation. So that puts you in certain places, right? But it does give you pause. It really does. And I'm like, Colton, is he the dude that Becca is going to be crying about and finding like some lies about? I don't know, but I hope not, because he's so fine. But if he's an opportunist, we got to call it out. I hope he's not lying to her. Colton, you too fine to be a liar, baby. Leave that for the tender-eyed folks. Okay, so we got to get back into Becca's styling. I feel like there were so many hits and misses this episode. We're back to a miss. because she shows up in this Hot Topic dress, and like she looks like she just left the shift at Hot Topic. I mean, from the jewelry to the makeup to this dress, I don't know. It wasn't for me, especially after she left us with that beautiful jumpsuit and hair and makeup. My only issue was the earrings, and then we're back to hair, and I'm like, what's going on? Do we not have the budget? We should give her the budget and then some. She's been through enough. This look, it's a no from me. And can I also say I was kind of annoyed by her, not her one-on-one, but like her mini takeaway with Garrett, because they're filming in a place where there's like no light, and we're only getting like light from the water. And I'm like, guys, you can't do perfect lighting. Their date is being filmed. You can get them in a place where we can actually see their faces. I'm like squinting through the waves, trying to see like Becca react to certain things that he's saying. And I'm like, this was unnecessary. Who on set picked a dark room to film this sit down with Garrett? Like, they need me on the show. They need me. There's something about Wills. I'm sorry. There's something about him. And I'm like, you are too suave for your own good. I don't trust it. Something, I feel like he's keeping something away. I don't know what it is, but just in this sit down with Becca and the way he's talking to her, I'm like, girl, I've been there. I've been there. He is running something. He is running some kind of game. He's leading with the sensuality, because can we just be real? Becca like a black man. These black men do something to her, and as a black woman, I know what it is. So I'm like, girl, you gotta stay woke, because this is the thing, especially when you date interracially. If you date interracially, you know what I'm talking about. You are on your P's and Q's with men from your culture, because you already know. You've grown up around it, and you know how they're coming. You know the games that they're playing. You've seen it all. You get it. When you're with a dude from a different culture, you don't know. You don't know when it's running game, because you can't really read the cues. But I just want to say, men are all the same. They give off the same cues. You know when they're running game. You can sense it. You just got to look at it differently when it's a man not from your culture. You just got to catch those things. Or you got to become friends with the girls from that culture to let you know what's up. Let me tell you something. If you, especially, listen up, white women. If you are with a black guy and he tries to keep you from having black girlfriends, he trash. He trash, because he know that we gonna see it and we gonna call it and we gonna make sure you protect it. That's how it is. If you are dating a man interracially and he is trying to keep you away from the women within his own community, he trash. Stay woke. But back to Wills. It's something about him. I don't know what it is, but when he was talking with Becca, I'm like, he's leading with sensuality because he's hiding something. There's not much conversation going on, and I'm getting emotional talking about my parents. I didn't buy it. There's something up with him. Do y'all have any tea? Because y'all always got tea. Let me know in the comment section below. I can understand why Colton feels like a little intimidated, like a little nervous, to be more accurate, about telling Becca that he dated Tia. Because, you know, he probably should have led with that information. But I think in this Bachelor world, it's not that uncommon. Didn't Brian make the rounds within the Bachelor world before he got with Rachel? Like, I don't think that it's an issue, because you date within your community. And this is like, you know, once you're on the Bachelor or Bachelorette, you're all like in this community. You're always having these events. There's always something going on, and you're always meeting each other again at some of the same things, doing promotional tours and all kinds of stuff. So it happens. I don't think that's odd. I do think that he probably should have said something from the beginning. But also, Becca and Tia ain't like buddies like that. Are they? I didn't get that from their season. I really, really didn't. So I don't know. If they are, then okay, it makes total sense that he should be feeling a little bit nervous, and probably should have led with that when he got on the show. And that makes me wonder, why would you hold that back? Because that for me gives off a bit of deceit and a little slickness, and that's not attractive. So we'll see. We'll see. So Colton sits down with Becca to explain him dating Tia. It doesn't go well. These men do not know how to. The only men in this house that knows how to talk to Becca are Blake and Lincoln. The other men, Colton keeps on, And he keeps on saying he had a relationship with Tia. Y'all banged. Like, just call it what it is. Like, you know, y'all young people, y'all grown, y'all can do whatever you want. Like, they had sex and it was, you know, it is what it is. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I'm not interested. Let's move forward. So he says to her, I had a relationship with her. Then it turns out they had a weekend together. Then he says it wasn't a large enough spark to turn into a flame. And I'm just like, you also got to watch how you're talking about her girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, you got to watch how you're describing your situation, because if she calls her and she tells you it's something different, you gonna feel a certain way and you probably gonna be out of this house. So I do feel like he should have said something, because I think it's important to be like, hey, I banged one of your really good friends. This should be probably have been discussed on day one, but also the timing. January. And then you came on the show. They started filming in January, didn't they? Not a good look, baby. Not a good look. Side note, I hate Becca's choker. I hate this Hot Topic outfit. But anyway, she does feel some sort of way. She feels frustrated by it, kind of deceived. I totally get it, totally understand. But it's just, I don't know, guys. This Bachelor and Bachelorette community is just, it's kind of incestuous. Like, stuff overlaps. It makes sense. And I think trying to make it make sense outside of the show, like for outside of the show kind of standards, isn't fair. You know what I mean? Like, this is the Bachelor and Bachelorette world. Like, everybody has, in a sense, married somebody that has probably been banged by like 3 or 4 people within the Bachelor community, within this community. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't think that it's something that she should throw a red flag on. I think she should be throwing a red flag on Colton for the fact that he kept it from her. That's something to look into. You know what I mean? And it's also good to hear from Tia before she moves on with him. So I don't know. I do know that he's probably going to be saved, because I've seen in the trailer that he lasts a bit longer. But he's probably going to get like one of the last roses today, just to let him know that she didn't appreciate it. I think she should have... I think she should be very watchful with Colton, because he's cute and it could cloud her judgment, because there's also going to be this drama coming up with him not really being a virgin. So I just don't know. There's something about Colton that, just from what I've seen within the trailer and the buzzing going on, that is, it's not looking good, baby. I didn't want to say it, but it's not looking good. You still fine though. You still fine. Becca just said something that made sense. She said, I hope that Colton didn't come into this thinking that it was Tia, because you guys, I'm telling you, that's why I always say, I feel like these men signed up for CN, because they did not know. Like, even right now while we're watching the show, they are already advertising and for casting for the next Bachelor. So for the next Bachelor season. So you don't even know who the dude is, but they're already casting women who fit the profile that I guess that he wanted or whatever. But with Becca's season, it was a lot different. She was kind of given this role as a show of good faith, because the Bachelor kind of screwed over the viewers. We didn't like it. We didn't like how her whole heartbreak was played out on the show, and I felt like they gave her something that was meant for somebody else, because we were all thinking it was either going to be Tia or CN, right? So when Becca said, I hope he didn't come into this thinking it was Tia, it made perfect sense to me, because that would have been something that would have gotten high ratings. Tia's ex is coming on the show to woo her. You know what I mean? And no one, you know, to be real, ghetto Tia, it would have been interesting, right? So I understand why she said that, and I feel bad for her, because that's a lot to process. Are you here for me or for somebody else? But this show, they already cast the people before the Bachelor or Bachelorette is even mentioned. And I don't know if that's a smart thing. I think you should let the people know who it is, so people who are actually attracted to these people or want to be in a relationship with them come on the show. It could really be people who want to be there for this person and not just there for the show. I think it would help the next Bachelor or Bachelorette know that this person is there for them and not for the cameras. Because how can you sign on to saying that you will propose to someone or are willing to be proposed to on a TV show if you don't even know who the person is? You know what I mean? A lot of times they don't even know who the person is until they get out of the limo. So I get what Becca is saying, and I'm hoping that they change the format just that much, but I don't know if they can do that due to filming constraints. I think within the seasons they gotta move at a certain pace. So that's maybe it. But yeah, I feel bad for Becca. When she said that, I was like, oh, yes, he probably did sign on for Tia and got Becca. Oh, That's a hurt piece. That is. Why is Becca staying at an extended stay? Like, this hotel room, I was like, ooh, a basic. She deserves better. Y'all can film at the Four Seasons, but y'all can't house Becca in the Four Seasons. After what y'all did to her, y'all need to give her a whole damn suite. Oh, sis. Now, this dress, this is how you do it. I'm telling you, there were so many hits and misses. This is a hit. This blue dress is sitting on her body nicely, hugging every curve that she don't have. See, that's what a dress is supposed to do. Give the illusion, baby, and it is doing it. She looks great. She looks great. They've toned down the eyeshadow. I hate when they give her like this deep, dark black eyeshadow. Becca is not goth, okay? Far from it. Stop giving her this eyeshadow. I don't like it, but at least this one is toned down and I think it fits her better. She looks good with, I feel like she's an earth tone kind of girl. Like she looks good with like a lighter shadow with a bit more shimmer. They keep on doing this black, gray, charcoal matte on her eyes. And it just dates her. If anything, it makes her look like she is casket ready, rest in peace. And that is not what we want from our girl Becca. We want her to look young and lively because that's who she is. And I just feel like the makeup sometimes is just so dark. She's no longer depressed, guys. She's not with Ari. Please, let's get some more color on her because it works well. Listen, she likes some men with some color, so give this girl some eyeshadow with some color. Let it match up. I just realized that I borderline called these men colored. Lord, it is late. It is late. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go to bed. Here's a tip for the next Bachelorette. This is free of charge. I'm not gonna make you guys pay me for this because this is a good tip and I think it's gonna help your show. You need to hire, for the next Bachelorette, you need to hire Law Roach. He needs to be over the styling for this show. I'm telling you, the Bachelorette has a large female fan base. So does The Bachelor. But we are tuning in for a different reason for The Bachelorette because let's be real, we're looking at it as if it was us, right? You gotta drape this woman in the best garments. Law Roach can do that for your budget because I know your show is on a major network. I know ABC got the budget. So I'm in need for you guys to put him on the payroll. I'm telling you, it's going to take this show to the next level when this next Bachelorette is turning out the fashions. And if she's a sister, you gotta get a black hairstylist to turn that hair out because we're always looking at hair. That is our thing, okay? We are always looking at hair and makeup and boots. Black women love a boot. So that is a thing. We do. Yes, boots. So you really have to get the fashions, the hair, and the makeup together. And I'm telling you, you're just going to double your fan base for fashion alone. It's very important, guys. Invest in that. Put Law Roach on the payroll and see, don't your viewership start to grow. Real talk. It's important. It really, really is. Because I don't know why y'all got Becca wearing these earrings from Zales. No shade to Zales, but not on my Becca. Let's talk about Clay. He's a nice guy. I think he gets friend-zoned more than he would like to because he pulled Becca away right before the rose ceremony. And there's just, I feel like Becca is being so sweet because he's handsome. You know what I mean? No shade, but you would want to be felt up by Clay, right? But I don't think that he is sparking her enough to stay around to the end. I feel like we're probably going to get Clay cut a bit early. I don't think it'll be tonight, but I don't feel it. I don't see it. And I feel like Becca is just being more kind to him than she is attracted to him. It's that damn voice. I feel so bad. Can we just be real? You just don't expect that voice to come from him. You would think that he would have like a deeper, man, I feel bad. I feel bad. And then he's just, oh, he's an awkward cutie. An awkward cutie. Yeah, go Minnesota, go Vikings. We don't have helmets, so we gotta get close. And y'all know I was rooting for Clay because I thought that he was one of the finest men there. And then he got there and he said hi to her and I was like, who is this? This is not the man in my fantasies. So I think he's a nice guy though. I really, really do. I just don't know if he has a lot of interactions with people. No, he's a football player. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but he is giving me odd. Cute, odd, but odd. I think what Connor did was smart. I think it was really, really smart to take that picture of him with cake covered and tell Becca to throw it to really get her to have a lighter view of his outburst that was really immature and a complete turnoff. So I think it was really smart of him to twist it around like that and get her to laugh about a situation that had really not broken her, but just made this a less enjoyable experience than she wanted. Like, I think she knew that she would have these moments. I don't think she thought that she would have them so early. But I mean, you don't know these dudes, so it's expected, right? But I think it was smart of Connor to get in front of it the right way. Chase, take notes. Jordan, I'll say it every time, is clearly a producer pick. This stunt that he pulled, being like half dressed, going to meet with Becca, I think it kind of backfired because he was trying to show off his sexiness, and all he did was show the viewers that he has hips. Did you notice? I was like, oh, you got a mom body. He got some childbearing hips. Who would have thought in that little body you would have seen that? But we would have never known that you had childbearing hips, boo, if you wouldn't have disrobed. It's on you. And to be quite honest, if I was Becca, I would feel a bit uncomfortable. No shade, but Jordan's, little Jordan was like poking out. That would have made me feel really uncomfortable. When she hugged him, I was like, ooh, I wouldn't have done it. It just, I don't know. It was like poking out the whole time. Then when he got up, it was still like poking out. It was just, I would have felt uncomfortable about that. It's just like, I'm just meeting you. I don't really know you. We're not in that level to play those games like that. I did think that it was smart to take her out of, you know, the fogginess, the emotional fogginess that the men have put her through. But it was still, you could have done something else. Maybe a backflip, maybe some shorts. But you got like your little manhood poking out, and it's not your best asset. You know what I mean? Like, can we be real? Like, a woman doesn't want to see how little your package can get. We never want to know that. We know about it, but we never want to know that it could get tiny to the point where it's adorable. Nobody wants an adorable dick. You know what I mean? This is, you know, you don't want a frightening one either, but you know, you want to have a different reaction to a package, and that was not the business. Okay, David is a cutie. He's making it too much of a big deal with Jordan interrupting. Like Jordan said, I'm not the first person that's interrupted a one-on-one, and he's just becoming really obsessed with it. You think it was disrespectful to me? He's not trying to woo you. He's trying to woo Becca, and the producers like him over you. So if I was you, I would be quiet, because it seems like he's going to be here over you. So back off. Guys, it's not attractive to me. It is not attractive when these men get so obsessed with the other men on the show and do not take that time and passion and put it on the woman they're trying to woo. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe it's producer prodding. Maybe they're telling him to do these things, but he's putting way too much into this thing with Jordan. It's not that deep. It really isn't. In real talk, you can't try to read somebody about wearing their boxer briefs if you showed up dressed like a chicken and wore that chicken suit the whole night. The whole night. Who are you to read somebody? Look in the mirror, sis. Talk to the man in the mirror. Let me tell you what's going on with Becca and why she's getting emotional. Her mind is telling her to cut Colton. Her coochie is... Her coochie is like, sis, keep him around. It happens. It happens. Women, we all have a fight with our mind and our reproductive system. It happens. It happens. Your reproductive system is just like, this is it. This is what we want to breed with. And your mind is like, girl, let him go. It takes a minute for the heart to get involved. But those are the first two that are battling it out. And that's what's going on with Becca right now. She's getting emotional because she's going to listen to the reproductive system. I can't blame her. He's fine. I don't mind being assertive because I'm a Wilhelmina model. Jordan, if you weren't here for the cameras, sis, it's so obvious, but he's funny. You know what I mean? That's why I think he's going to stay around. He is a funny character. He will do what he has to do for camera time, and you know, it's a TV show, right? So we gotta have that character that keeps us engaged, and then we gotta keep the characters that have drama, which is why I think that Connor stayed, because him and Lincoln now have a beef. So yeah, so I see right through him, but I'm okay with it. Oh, Alex. So Trent, Ricky, and can we talk about Ricky? He has a brother who's finer. Wow, great genes. I want the brother to be on the next Bachelorette. Like, you know, Ricky, please nominate him if he's single. Please nominate him, because we need to keep this system of fine bachelors that we're doing here on the Bachelorette. I like this. I like giving us something to arouse us. I like eye candy, and I think it's good. I think it's good to have on a show because it's realistic. You know what I mean? Like, Rachel brought me here to this franchise, or brought me back to it, and I was disappointed in her men. Not saying that they were, you know, not good guys, but it was just like, wow, you know, like, and then I'm seeing Becca's bed, and I'm like, this is okay. This is believable. I like this. So I hope we keep it fine. And Ricky, I hope you put your brother in the Bachelor pool, because baby, we deserve that. We the viewers deserve all of that. Anyway, can we talk about Alex? Baby, why didn't you show her that you were that interested in her? Like, he's breaking down, crying after he gets cut. Like, red, face is red, tears flowing. I was looking to find love. And I'm like, but you didn't show it. Like, did he ever have any one-on-one time with her? Did he ever try to make an impression? You can't be in a group of men and just hiding and thinking that she's gonna figure out that you're really here for her and keep you. We the viewers didn't see you have any kind of interaction with her. So I wasn't surprised that you got cut. I am surprised that you're doing all this crying, because you've never showed this kind of passion for Becca. But I felt bad. I felt so bad. We'll see him in paradise. The emotions that he just gave booked him on paradise. See you then, boo. So baby, next week is going to be juicy. It looks like Jordan attacked, this is his name, David, but I don't think it was him, because we see Jordan longer in this episode, in the, I can't even think. I was just watching that trailer. We see Jordan longer in the season, but I could be wrong. But wow. If it got physical, I'll be watching. I mean, I don't approve, but I will be watching. Also, we get Tia on next week's episode. I cannot wait, because you know one thing, Tia don't hold back. She gonna tell the truth. She gonna tell the tea. And when Colton saw her, and do they still got a little spark? Child, I can't wait for next week. Anyway, if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next week for The Bachelorette. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I really do appreciate it. I say it all the time because I mean it. It means a lot to me that you would stop by on my channel and spend some time with me. It makes me feel good about what I'm doing. I mean, this is basically what I do by myself in my apartment watching TV. I just decided to let you guys in, and it's been a pleasant experience. So thank you so much for all the love. I truly appreciate it. See you next week. Bye.